Hi, I'm Curtis Aikens, host of the What? Curtis Aikens Show. Today I'm going to take a drive out to West Marin, and I hope you'll come along with me. I'm going to speed the footage up so we can get out there and find some beautiful, fresh, organic produce. There are two incredible farm stands we're going to stop at. Let's see what they've got, okay? We'll come back home and prepare our findings. All right? I may stop for lunch too at one of my favorite locations. You know, the Marin French Cheese Company. Let's go on a ride. Hope you enjoy. Oh, I'm going to ask Emoji C to ride along with us. See what he has to say. If you want to follow me on social media, everything is Curtis Aikens. The YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, all those things. Follow me. If you have questions, send them there or right to the television stations. Peace, and as always, spread love. It's always about spreading love. Emoji C here. So I got stuck behind this dad blame Coca-Cola truck. But I still love cruising through Marin County, heading west. Oh, don't you love these hills and that beautiful Stafford Lake? In a minute, let's see if I can pass by this guy. And then zip on out for lunch. Marvelous Marin. Here we go. Get a chance to zip by this guy. Make a little left here. Let's make a quick stop. One. A little pit stop for lunch here. I've got a roast beef sandwich with some camembert, ooh la la, spicy mustard, and a bag of chips. Don't tell Lisa. On to the drive. I've been in Marin nearly 40 years. And this drive from Novato to Point Reyes is still one of my favorites. I love passing by the reservoir at Nicasio and then making a quick turn down at the bottom of the hill. Let's take a look. Enjoy the ride. Our first stop, well, after lunch, is Little Wing Farm Stand. I like this one. Normally it's good stuff here. Today, they just have some sprouts like the Sprigarillo, which is part of the broccoli family. Then they've got these beautiful purple cabbage. However, I'm growing purple cabbage at home, so I don't need any. And they got rainbow chard. I'm not ready to grow any right now, so let's see what else we can get out here. I love these handmade signs, so when you get a chance, stop out there at the Wing Farm Stand and check it out. They do have some baby bok choy, although I'm not in the mood to cook bok choy tonight. Why? I don't know. I want to see what's out farther west. All right, let's hit the road. Well, we're back at the wheel. Wait a minute. That's that Coca-Cola truck we passed earlier, making a U-turn. A little drive through Point Reyes. I love this little town. I'm sure you do too. Quick right. Let's head down Highway 1 to Bolinas and this incredible farm stand. I'm sure they've got some gorgeous, fresh, organic vegetables for us. I don't know if I'll ever get tired of this drive down the coast. It's just heavenly. We're going to come up, and on the left, here is the Olima Inn. To the right, or it's a little grocery store. Grab some fabulous oysters there. And my heart just goes pitter-pat when I drive down the coast through Dogtown and the eucalyptus grove, those beautiful curves. Take a right into Bolinas, and we'll stop at one of my favorite stands. As a boy from the South, a man now, whenever I see gospel anything, it warms my heart. So gospel flat, vegetable stand, organic fruit stand, I just love this. That beautiful rainbow chard. We've got the dragon kale, a couple of different varieties of kale. They didn't have very many radishes today. However, they had some wonderful other vegetables. And we're going to pick a few things up to take home to cook. Let's see what we got next. That's that beautiful red kale. Oh, gorgeous. Those organic carrots are beautiful. I'm going to grab a bunch of those. I didn't get any kale today, although it was beautiful. We chose the chard. I got chard, so we're going to make some chard when we get home. I'm going to walk the other side. You can also get fresh eggs, organic, free-range eggs. Didn't get any because we have enough eggs at home today. I will be taking my egg cartons back out there, okay? I do love helping local farms out. Got enough fresh herbs in my own garden. The lettuces here were beautiful. Have enough celery this time. However, I love this green garlic, so we're going to get some of that. I'm just going to show you some of the lettuce varieties. There's Italian parsley. The spinach bunch was just a little too small for what I was thinking about doing, so that's why I decided to go with the chard. Beautiful red leaf lettuce. I'm going to pick up a head of the romaine and also a head of this here beautiful bib or limestone lettuce. All right, let's grab some stuff and then hit the road. Well, we're so close. We've got to go down and take a look at Bolinas, this beautiful little town. So peace, love, and tie-dye. I truly enjoy coming out here for the 4th of July parade. My friend Roger Peacock lives here, and I love coming out to visit him. It's just that the views out here are just beautiful. The beach, just the way people hang and chill and treat each other well. So we've got to take a look at the view of the ocean. We're going to head on back home now, and I'll show you what we found, and then we'll do some cooking. Spread love. Let's go home now. So here we are back in the kitchen, and I picked up some of that beautiful rainbow chard and also some of those green garlic. And of course we need to wash these thoroughly before we start to prep them. Now I'm going to make a pasta sauce for you. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to the water, along with some salt, some kosher salt, and excuse me as I turn my back to you to grab that. I'm going to just add that in there. Then we'll place the water on the stove to boil, of course, bring it to a boil, and then we'll add our pasta and let that cook according to package directions. There you see with my DJI controller to set this shot up. Let's do some cooking. Back in the kitchen, I got some water here to blanch our Swiss chard. Okay, so in my new little Dutch oven, because it's nice and wide, let's go ahead and put this on the burner in the back. We'll get this heated up. We're just going to blanch this for 30 seconds or so. All right, now we're going to just peel the chard, and you can just kind of strip that down like so. And we're going to use the stems as well as the foliage. So I'm going to blanch the foliage first. When I say foliage, I mean this green stuff right here. Well, green and green with red stripes in it. This is the rainbow chard. All right, we're going to speed this up and just kind of zip through the cleaning. There's one piece you're going to see that I'm going to re-wash that just to make sure everything is off, and we'll get everything ready to blanch. And I've got a bowl here to shock it once we blanch it. Now, we've got the green tops that I'm only going to blanch for maybe half a minute. The stems I'm going to blanch a little longer, maybe up to a minute. Oop, there's a garlic. That's that green garlic. I'm going to chop that up along with some onions when we get ready to go outside and make our pasta sauce. What are we making tonight? We're going to do a Wagyu beef and vegetable pasta for my love tonight. Does that sound good, sweetheart?
Yum.
Yum. Woohoo. Now, I've got my beautiful Dutch oven that's already come to a boil. Then I add. Okay, so we're blanching there. Okay, our pasta water is here. let's add the pasta to that. Now this is pasta that I didn't get a chance to cook before we went on a little trip, so I froze that. Well, you ought to see what happens. We're going to let that cook a little longer than normal, and as the chardonnay greens are blanching, we'll take and chop these up. I'll clean that up a little bit. Take a look at them. Let's move it around a little bit, so it may take a little longer than 30 seconds to get them blanched like I want. Once we blanch them, we'll shock them in that cold water. Now, a tip at home, you see how the water starts to turn there? That's also a good little indicator that you can take it out now. We don't want that water to get too dark because we'll lose all those wonderful nutrients. Now, I'm going to bring my shocking water. Shock the monkey. Who sang that song, honey?
Peter Gabriel.
Peter Gabriel? Ooh, okay. Now we're going to drop this in. See how hot that is? Ooh, la la. Now that cold water just stops the cooking. All right, we're going to put it in there before we get ready to take it outside. Remember, this is totally organic from that beautiful farm stand out in Bolinas today. The first farm stand, they didn't have anything available, so we had to go on out to Bolinas. Look at it. So let's go ahead and speed this up. We'll trim these chard stems up and get those in the pan. About a 1/4 inch is fine. And we're going to again blanch this in that same water. It's boiling nicely. Oh, you can see it good. From here, we're going to give that about a minute, okay? Now, while that's going, we will cover that. I could actually turn that off if I wanted to. Where did I put that? There we go. That's that green leek. This is a, did I say leek? This is a green garlic, immature garlic stalks. I'm just going to use one of them. You saw I had, I think there's 6 or 7 in that bunch. And I love that little vegetable stand out there because it's the honor system. You know, you count up what you get, you put the money in, and it's beautiful. I also went around the corner to that gorgeous little nursery, the Bolinas Nursery, and got some beautiful native California plants that we'll put in the backyard later this week. There's our garlic. I'm going to add some onion to that. I'll get that beautiful, I'm going to add a tomato as well. We'll use that tomato in our dish. And we are just about ready to go outside to cook. Yeah, that's blanched long enough. I'm going to turn that off. Again, bring our shock the monkey water over. Do I have to give Peter Gabriel credit for that, honey, when I sing that song? I have to pay royalties?
No, I learned you can't copyright words.
But if you put in a song, it's copyrighted, right?
Yeah, they're not supposed to say it.
Oh, okay, if I just say shock the monkey.
Right.
So I can say tumbling dice, and the Stones, or I can say one of Michael Jackson's tunes, Beat It. You know, just beat it.
Yeah, you can say it.
You can say it.
Yeah,
It's going to be an interesting dish we are preparing tonight. I've got my little monitor so I can see what we're doing. Night shoot. I've got a light here, a light there. I need one more. I'm still learning about this, the lighting setup and all that. Anyway, we'll learn as we go. Tonight's vino, I'm having a La Crema Chardonnay. I think this one's from Monterey. I believe Lisa likes the ones from Sonoma better than those from Monterey, but however, it's still pretty good. Now, not sure what I'm going to consider the star of the night. Several stars, the things we picked up out at that market, also the Wagyu beef. And yes, I left this in this container or in the packet so you could see it. I try not to cook a whole pound of this at one time because there's just such marbling in that. It's a lot to take on. So even with Lisa and I, so we do kind of a 1/4 pound each when we're doing meals. In fact, there's still a lot left over. I made Wagyu tacos the other night, and Wagyu taco salad the other night. And it's very rich, so remember that. And you're going to see, I'm going to add very little, if any, oil to this pan because we have that, because the Wagyu releases so much fat. Okay? Now, I'm just going to flip it into the pan. I'm letting the pan heat up. Let's see. Yeah, we got the burner going well. I've got my nice ceramic pans. I really love cooking with these, especially outside. They retain heat very well, very much like cast iron. You know, cast iron holds heat so well. However, they get super hot, and if you're working outside, you want to just grab those handles. I'm going to place this behind me. Don't worry, I'm not going to throw it on the ground. You like my monkey, our frogs, our namaste frogs. I'm just going to break this up. Yeah, I believe this came from Costco. Costco has the Wagyu. I found some incredible cuts of the Wagyu, New Zealand. Now, remember, the Wagyu and the Kobe beef, those are breeds of cow from Japan. And there's nothing like that true Wagyu or Kobe beef that comes from the country of Japan. However, they have licensed out different growers around the world. Nugget Market here in Novato, in Marin, has the New Zealand Wagyu. The Marina Safeway has a Wagyu. They have a New York cut that is from American farmers. They seem to have more cuts at different cuts at Nugget than at Safeway. How do you like this little spatula I'm using? This is actually a left-handed spatula, and I'm a righty. This company, I think it was Food Art, that made these years ago, and they sent me a few. They sent me all right-handed ones though. You see all the oil that's being released there? Now this is not quite done. And remember, when cooking Wagyu, you don't want to overcook it. You want it to be kind of like a medium, okay? Now I'm going to add the onions to the center of the pan, because these onions will bring out a lot of that sweetness. Let that cook for like 2 or 3 minutes, okay? The next thing I'm going to add are those stems. When I say those stems, I mean those stems from the shard, okay? A lot of, heaven in a pan, y'all. Look at that beautiful rainbow shard there. Those are the stems. And the reason I'm adding them first is because they're going to take a little longer to cook than the leaves, okay? Now, my spice blend. Boom shakalaka. I just made this in the house. There's some salt, pepper, I got some garlic, some onion powder. I got a lot of different things in there to add a little life to our dish. Remember now, when you add this spice at that first part of the cooking, it has a tendency to dry out the pan. That is another good reason to use these ceramic pans. They don't dry out as much. Oh, look at that. Look at that color there. Ooh. Yeah, I didn't add any olive oil, and I probably won't. I don't think we'll need it. I'm going to break that Wagyu up. That's about a half a pound of Wagyu beef. Look at that. Ooh. And notice, again, I've talked about this so many times, one of the best ways to regulate heat is not just by lowering and raising the temperature, just to raise the pan up the heat. You see, it has stopped frying. However, it's still cooking. Go back to the heat. There we go. I think it's time for a sip of the vino, okay? By the way, the grandbaby's here. Here's to my son, Cole, and his wife, Jenna, and their newborn. Graham Otto. Little baby boy. Okay, now, let's add those stalks. Okay? The stems, I should say. Those were blanched. Remember, the great thing about cooking with vegetables, you can't undercook them. All right? I'm going to add that the green garlic to it next. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, I don't have a lid for this pan. Why would I want to use a lid? Well, the lid will help to sweat that, keep all that moisture in the pan, okay? But we're not going to worry about that tonight. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. Time to add a little more seasoning, and I'm also going to add my tomatoes. Or do you say tomato? Or do you say mater? Those southern boys, sometimes we say mater. May I have some of the mater? Make me a mater sandwich. Tomatoes come next. Again, I'm making a whale right in the middle of the pan. That smells so good. I hope my neighbors can smell this and they come over and I can go, hey Curtis, can we taste? Of course you can. There we go. Look at that beautiful stuff. This ain't no hamburger helper, y'all. This is so good. For those of you that are cooking for 1 or 2 people, right? This is the perfect way to do it. Like, I bought the pound of Wagyu beef. And if Lisa was out of town or something, I could make 4 meals out of that 1 pound of Wagyu, just a quarter pound each. Remember, a serving size is of protein is 4 to 6 ounces. All right? All right. What's that, a quarter pound? Yeah. All right, there we go. Let's add a little more flavor, a little more seasoning to this. Now, what I'm going to do here tonight, as opposed to, I'm going to, instead of adding the sauce to the pasta, I'm going to bring the pasta out and add it to this pan. Ooh, yeah. A little more of that seasoning, that seasoned blend. Yes, salt is the base. Now, if you have high blood pressure, you can find low sodium salts out there, or you can just cut the salt out altogether. Remember, you can train yourself to require less salt. How do you do that? Just like training for an event. You start out with whatever you've been using, right? The next time you cook with salt, cut it in half. Stay to that till you feel comfortable. Like when I say stay at that level, I mean, like, you know, use like, we're just using a teaspoon as an example. That's a lot of salt. Let's just use that as a measurement, right? If you're using a teaspoon of salt, next time start using half teaspoon and cook with that until it's okay, that's really salty. Then cut it a quarter teaspoon, right? Cut it, keep cutting it down until you don't even need salt. I love that little technique right there. It's called saute. Make it jump in the pan, Curtis George. All right, now, sprinkle a little more there. We're just about time for our chard greens. So what I did now, and you saw me blanch the chard greens, then I took them out and shocked them in the water, same as I did with the stems. And when I was off camera, I took and squeezed a lot of liquid out. Then I just chopped them up, okay? See how we chop those up? Because those big pieces, folks might not want to eat that, all right? Again, we're going to make a well in the middle of the pan. And I'm going to add those greens, those Swiss chard greens. Go ahead and chop that up as fine as you can. We're going to add it right to the middle. The fry comes back, add a bit at a time. Most folks think of using chard in salad, right? I love it as a cooked vegetable. However, the remainder of the Swiss chard, let you see that go in the pan. Now this is one of those dishes, y'all. One of the first things I did on television was called In a Minute Pasta Sauce. So I made my dish like this. It was totally vegetarian back then, totally meat-free, I should say. And what I did was I created this beautiful dish like so. And instead of making a sauce, I just added salad dressing. In a minute, pasta sauce. Okay. Now those greens have been blanched thoroughly, so they really don't need too much time to cook. Let's go. I'm going to go in and get some pasta while you all keep an eye on this one. Don't let it burn, okay? Don't let any ravens swoop in and grab it. What do you think, huh? Woo! Oh, I love cooking. Okay, we are back in black. Thank you, honey. Lisa brought my tongs out. Tongs. I always say that word wrong. It sounds like I'm saying tongue, but I'm saying tongs. All right, now everything is looking really, really marvelous. You rock marvelous. Now I've got our pasta. Ooh, somebody can want it a little bit. Gonna add it right to our pan. There we go. And a little bit of that starch water. It never hurts, you know. That helps to thicken that sauce up. I decided not to go with the adding more or adding tomato paste. I figure let's just go with the veggies like this and see what we get. Although I do wish I had picked up some Parmesan cheese today. You know, if you remember the video, I stopped at Marin French cheese factory. I could have got a nice camembert or a very soft brie. That would have been nice with this. Okay, now shall we serve it up? See what it tastes like. You hungry, honey? Dinner time. Come and get it. Ooh, I think that's gorgeous, huh? What do you think at home? All right, pasta for one, maybe two. Okay, I want to get some of everything in here. I'm going to turn the burner off. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? Those beautiful char. This is a quite healthy dish too. And I only use half a pound of that Wagyu, so don't you trip out. Here we go, let's go. A little bit here. Make sure I get some of everything. I got the chard. Yeah, it would be nice to have a little bit of it would be nice to have some of the some Parmesan cheese with that. That would really knock it off. Okay, again, La Crema is the wine I chose for tonight. Yeah, I'm having beef. However, it's, you know, it was 80 something degrees today. I'm filming this on the, what is today? Whoops, the 6th of April. So it was, y'all know, in Novato it was 86. And it was beautiful at Bolinas today too. I went out to the farm stand. Then I drove down to the water. I saw my buddy Roger Peacock out there, and it was just, the beach was beautiful. A lot of surfers out today. There we go. Let's see what it tastes like, okay? This is that part that I really like. The putting in your mouth to see how it tastes. That's too big of a bite for television. So I'm going to cut that back. And I've just got the chard and pasta. Yeah, baby. Dinner is served. Peace. Remember, it's always about spreading that love. See you tomorrow, baby boy. We're out.